Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. It's Connor here. We're back with another watch along. How are you all doing? Big news earlier on today, as we've all probably seen. Ipswich have got a draw against Norwich. Massive news for Leeds. Obviously, it means that well, really, it's if Leeds win today, they've only got a point advantage, and we're almost back to where we were. Uh, Sort of pre the West Bromwich Albion loss for Ipswich. So look at it like that. If you contextualize it like that, it's not all bad, and Leeds can get themselves into a better frame of mind today when it comes to results, when it comes to us picking up a little bit more than what we had at the start of proceedings. So let's get into a few of your comments. Please make sure you're liking the video as always, everybody. We're going to get into a couple of your comments. Joseph has just said, afternoon, how you, mate? Leeds Hub says, Norwich doing God's work. Yeah, you're definitely right, mate. Farker ever changing it up. We'll get into that in just a little bit, Sean. We win, we be 8 points behind. That's what it is. And as Kieran said here, inch by inch, we're going to have to come back into it. And I think this was always going to be the tough point for Ipswich. It was going to be your Norwiches, your Leicester, your Leeds United. So what we need now, the thing is, we're talking as if Leicester are out of it, all the time. And Leicester are, a point better off, is it, than Ipswich? So, Leicester is still well within this remit. But, it's really getting to this point now where Leeds need to start clawing it back for me. Look, I know there's a lot of people here who potentially think that it's not important. It's not, not almost like game over, because obviously we know it's not game over, but at some point Leeds do need to start clawing these points back. We all know that. We're not daft. And let's start doing it a little bit quicker. The lucky shirt, Paul, I had it off, mate. As you well know, if you watch the watch along, I did have this off, which meant that in the last game we obviously weren't able to get the amount of points that we needed for that one. So yeah, for me it's something that I have to be wearing all the time now. Mark Smithson says, afternoon, Connor. We have been given a lifeline today. Next two games must wins, and the dynamic changes completely. Nick says, match on together. Got match on together at max volume at home, ready for the game. Paul Woodmason says, non-so for James. Yeah, well, let's get into that, I guess. That I don't... For me, I'm not necessarily, and I know I was harping on about it in the week about that change on almost being something that Leeds have to be doing, and I still agree to that to a certain extent. But the beauty about Dan James is at home, we know that he's going to perform. We know that he's going to pick up a few points when it comes to Leeds United, pick up a few goals. I think the issue with him is away from home, when he's getting tightly pressed on and his natural ability can't get him out of tight spaces, of which Willie Gnonto's natural ability can get him out of tight spaces. So I think that's the difference between them both. I think what you're seeing away from home is teams sitting back, but at the same time employing a little bit of a press. And I know that sounds contradictory, but in certain phases of the game, they'll just sit back, let Leeds have the ball. But in other phases of the game, they're pressing high. Now, where Ipswich are a little bit different to Leeds, and even when I'm watching the Norwich game, because I did watch the full Norwich game there, the difference needs to be, and what I have seen, from them at the back is Wolfenden in particular for Ipswich, the centre back. He sprays the ball, and you're all bored of me saying this. This is a Coventry side who are coming to Ellen Road, 6th in the form table, but they've got 2 wins out of 10. There's no excuse here. But what we've seen with with Coventry's lineup straight away is a 3-4-2-1 system with Ellis Sims at the top of the Christmas tree. So it's going to be compact. It's going to be difficult for Leeds United to break them down. If we're not breaking them down, let's see a little bit more pragmatism. Let's see a little bit more proactiveness from the manager, and let's see Leeds going long. Now, me and Brownie were having a discussion not long ago, and tactically, I completely understand when people are saying, look, we haven't got a big man up top, draft Bamford in to be that big man. It doesn't necessarily have to be about the big man, because if you watch that game the other night against Sunderland, when we were bypassing that press, and when the ball was getting to Dan James was winning a couple of headers. Fullbacks aren't giants, so if you're hitting the wings, the likelihood is the fullbacks are going to be nigh on the same height as the wingers anyway, so it's a 50-50 chance. Now, if you lose that header, the chances are you're going to have to win that second ball as a team. The problem is against Sunderland, Sunderland were winning all the second balls, and that's not acceptable. Leeds United need to be anticipating. They need to understand where the ball is going to drop. Crowd around that. That is what we did all the time with Bielsa. It was the second balls Leeds would win all the time. And at the minute, with this Leeds United side, especially away from home, we're watching the Bellingham goal again here. Second balls, I mean, the Bellingham goal was tragic, absolutely tragic. But there's 2 second balls, even in that build-up, that Leeds hadn't won. The second balls, when it comes to Route 1 football, if you will, at certain points in games, is massive. If you don't win that second ball, there's no point in even going long. So that's the counteracting argument to what Brown was saying the other night. You don't necessarily have to have the biggest man up top. You don't. You have to be winning the second balls, though. Isn't Perot 6'1"? I'm not sure, mate, but he's not. We all know he's not a demon in the air. Gordon White says, "Hi, Gordon. Ipswich dropped 2 points. We need to take advantage." I agree. Afternoon, Connor. It's got to be Nonto for James. He's just a better footballer. As I've said, Brian, at home, I'm not massively bothered by it because I know Dan James seems to have more space. Because you don't get teams. I mean, Swansea did it, Borough did it to an extent, but they did sit back a little bit more than Swansea did. Swansea were very aggressive with the press in the first 45. But overall, a lot of the time you do get teams sitting off Leeds and making it congested at home because Leeds, in my opinion, Leeds are a different beast at home. You look at all our losses, they're away from home, and we could have lost more games away from home, in my opinion. You even look at that Blackburn game, and yeah, they didn't create and curate that many chances, but for me, they were the ones instigating a lot in that game. Leeds scored when there was a little bit more space, at the beginning and at the start, which was great. But Leeds need to start getting more control away from home. 1.45 points per game in comparison to 2.40 points per game at home. So I've got a little bit less fear with Leeds United, and that's even backed up by data in the home fixtures. So just have to realise that this is Farke's favoured 11 and it will only change with an injury, unfortunately. Yeah, you're right, mate. You're right. Ipswich play Leicester after us. They need to win the next 2 at home. Hi, Connor. Is that an upside Christmas tree hanging from your roof? Not from my roof, mate. My roof isn't that low. I'm not a gnome. Listen, if my roof was there and I'm sat down now, how would I stand up? I'd have a permanent crick in my neck. No, mate, that is not my roof. That is just a little ledge. So don't worry about that, mate. I haven't had a Christmas tree, though. Can you believe it? Where do you stand on the starting 11, mate? To be honest, Kieran, I don't mind it. I want him to enact change more quickly in games. He needs to be more proactive in games. He needs to be more of a tactician in games. And I keep getting this rebuttal all the time. Connor, what do you know? He's done it loads at Norwich. It's very different to when he was at Norwich. There's been a lot of time from when he was at Norwich. Now, at Norwich, he wasn't very pragmatic. He had his starting 11. You ask any Norwich fan, and he wasn't really a proactive manager. And that's why Norwich fans, got tired of him. That is from the horse's mouth as well, from a lot of Norwich fans. And the difference is, as I keep saying this, Leeds don't have the profiles of player that he had at Norwich. So it's completely different. Completely different. The balance of the squad's completely different. Where we have better players in this squad, their players, in my opinion, in the offensive third at Norwich at the times where Farke was there, didn't have as much talent as ours have, Defensively, there's an argument with the midfield and that defensive structure that Norwich had a better one than we have right now. So, I find it very, very tough to just say, but you won. Look what he did with that Norwich team. It's very different. It's a very different time. It's a very different type of player as well. So, we have to take that into consideration. 3-0 today. What beverage are you having whilst watching the game, mate? Do you know what, man? I'm probably going to disappoint you. Here. But I have got my, I try get through one of these per day, and that is a gallon of water. That, mate, is what I'm going to try get through. I can drink that very quickly as well. Not blowing my own trumpet, but I can drink water quickly. Wow. There you go. It's stunning that I've got a girlfriend, isn't it? But yeah, only water for me today, mate. Will we have the killer instinct today? You'd hope so at home, Freddie. Hello, if you'd start Nonto, would you bring him for Rutter maybe? I'd have probably looked at, if I was to do it, I'd have probably brought Nonto in for, if you're going to keep Dan James in at home, which I understand, I'd have brought Nonto in for Perot. I'd have brought him in for Perot, and, I'd have looked to have rotate that front four, make that front four a little bit more fluid. I think Perot's a big problem at the minute with this team. Yeah, and people will throw data at me. Connery scored 2 goals in 3 matches, but it's the overall play that he impacts. For me, he's too slow. He's lethargic. He's not a natural 10. And when I say lethargic, there's negative connotations there of him being lazy and way too relaxed. The latter, I think, is true. I think at points he needs to move the ball quicker. He's a yard behind a lot of this team, in my opinion, when it comes to fluidity. I think the team take too long in the defensive action to move the ball forward quickly anyway. But going forward, Perot slows it down way too much. Whether or not that's a lack of confidence for him at certain phases, I don't know. But he needs to increase his speed because he's been tackled way too often in that central space for me. Do you rate Gray at right back? Yeah, exactly. Beard Meat Food as well from Leeds. Do you rate Gray at right back, Connor? I do. Hi from sunny Brazil. Hey Paul, whereabouts are you, mate? I do. I do in a sense. I've said before that I think he's a generational talent, and I believe that. I think he's going to go on to brilliant things in the game. But I see him doing brilliant things. How he's able to play it right back, and I'm not going to contradict myself because it'll get taken out of context. Connor said this before. I've said he's played fantastic at right back, which is such a credit to him because he's a central midfielder. But do I think he's going to get to the heights of his career at right back? No. I think he's going to get to the heights of his career, the pinnacle of his career in central midfield. And I'd like to see competition there. It'd be lovely to see an Ampadu. Imagine that as like a 3. Ampadu, Kamara, Gray, as almost like just competing with each other for places. Like at this moment in time, Ampadu would be out, wouldn't he? And Gray would be central with Kamara. That might be a nice balance as well at points. And then there's actual competition there. But at the minute, we haven't bought the profiles. That's why, in my opinion, the summer wasn't as good as some people were making out. The buys were great. Some of the buys were fantastic. But is it as good as it was, as people were making out? No, because there's still loads of profiles missing. And loads of profiles you can put as a striker, because they're both 9.5s. Rutter's arguably an 8.5 because he's an inverted winger, or 7.5, whatever number you want to, attribute to an inverted winger. So yeah, we don't have a number 9, an out and out number 9, and the number 9 that we do have has got 0 goals from 12 substitute appearances on the bench in Patrick Bamford. So he's not an option. He shouldn't be an option. So yeah, Leeds have a cam, a striker, and a left back missing right now, and it's that is where the squad is completely unbalanced. So we need to fight through till January and then make serious adjustments if we're thinking about catching the top 2. NILIYFC. Hello, Connor. Great content. I've given up on top 2. Get a left back, maybe Sharon will walk the playoffs. Interesting. Yeah, do you know what? You're not the only person to say that, mate. But if you are to say that, you're going to get a barrage of you're negative, you're deluded. So you can't really say that. You're not really allowed to say that. And it's not giving up. It's just... I tell you what it was. It was like for me, it was when I was turning around to a few people at Crystal Palace, after Crystal Palace, and saying we're relegated. And I came online and said, look, we're relegated. We're done. And then I got a barrage of hate, clipped up on social media as a moron, this, that, and the other. I'm deluded. It was just so obvious the team was going to completely capitulate, and they did. And that's not me saying that this is going to happen with this lot. I do just wonder if we are in a season right now of 2 teams who are just outstanding. And the frustrating thing about it is we've beaten them both. Do you know what I mean? But the problem is we haven't been consistent. So, I'm hoping that this isn't what it is. Obviously, I'm hoping we get top 2. But, if we are to get playoffs, it's not over. And at some point, that cycle of Leeds consistently losing in the playoffs, that has to change. So, yeah, but to get anywhere near success in the playoffs, if we are to get there, that away form and away way of playing needs to drastically improve. But yeah, as of right now, I'm still confident that we can catch the top 2, but it all depends. On the 1st of January and the 2nd of January, I will be able to give you a more complete answer, in my opinion, if we are going to be, playoffs or top 2. I'm leaning towards the former right now, just because of annoyingly how the top 2 just keep picking it up and picking it up and picking it up, you know? So hopefully I'm wrong. Need a win today. Can't keep missing opportunities to claw it back. Completely agree, mate. Leeds don't win the playoffs, sadly. Yeah, maybe not. Connor, how are you watching the game without it being available on LUTV? It is available on LUTV, mate, I think. Right, I'm online. Farker just chatting at the minute. We need to win the next 4 games through to Birmingham on Jan 1st to have a realistic chance of catching Ipswich. You bang on, mate. You bang on, Freddie. I don't disagree with what you're saying whatsoever there, mate. I actually think you're talking a lot of sense there. You know, if we're not to do that, you know, then I mean I don't really know what to say, to be honest. I don't really know what to say. It's you're going to be dropping more and more points, and it's going to be difficult for Leeds. It's going to be really difficult for us. Let's just open a few bits. Right, we'll get the old live score up. Keep getting your comments in, everybody, and let me know the score prediction as well, please. That would be good. That would be good. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Leeds today. I think it's going to be a tough one. I don't think Coventry are any mugs. I think they've got some quality in that side as well. Particularly interested to see Ellis Sims today. They've won as many games as we have in the past 5. And they come with a formation of which, if we're not able to break down, I'm hoping Daniel Farker is going to, you know, be able to move around a little bit. An early goal would help Leeds massively. I know it sounds really obvious and stupid, but an early goal is massive for us today. It really is. So let's get this live score up now. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Just showing a couple of the goals from last week. Dan James. Let's have a couple. There's 240 of you, 270 of you in the building, everyone. Please make sure you're liking the video. MW in the building. Yes, lad. Cheers, mate. I saw your breakdown of my what was it? The CP company garment I was wearing yesterday, mate. I very much appreciated that. Farker still no changes. What is he doing, Connor? As I've said, Michael, I don't think it's too bad when DJ's there, when Leeds are playing at home. I'm going to be interested to see if Leeds are looking a little bit fatigued in this game. And if they are looking a little bit fatigued, then he needs his head testing. Because there's absolutely no point in bringing in Jaden Anthony. There's no point in bringing in Alai Gruev if he doesn't trust him. What's the point? There's absolutely no point. So he needs. I'm interested to see how we're going to be going about this today. Dan James and Rutter and Somerville to score. That'd be nice, mate. Afternoon, Connor. Defo need a win today. We do, pal. Keith says we need to make a statement today and be relentless. We go again. I predict a 4-1 win. Yeah, and you know, I hope you're right, mate. And I think that's going to be the determining factor, really. You know, can Leeds take a few more of the chances as well? That'd be nice. That'd be very, very nice. I want to see a little bit more from Leeds today. This is a team who in Coventry have nowhere near the quality of Leeds United. I need to see us dominate this game as well in proceedings. I don't want to see 30 minutes of us dominating and then, teams coming into it. And I think relatively at home, we've actually been really, really good. We must have the top home form in the country. I think XG, we're top in the league. And, if you guys don't know what XG is all about, then basically what that means is Leeds have a top in the division when it's come to goals that we should have scored, but we haven't. So that indicates that we need to be more ruthless as well. Even though, we have scored, we have got a potent front four in a sense, we're missing way too many chances, and I'm looking at Rutter there as well. Listen, there's chance creation with Rutter there, of course there is. But I need to see him scoring more goals. He's on 4 goals right now. He's created 16 chances, which is fantastic. But if he's leading the line for Leeds United, which it looks like he is doing, we need more than 4 goals. I've had a lot of occasions this season where he's missed big chances at big moments. Do you think of Poveda as a future at Leeds? I hope so, mate. I hope so. Rutter and Perot need to stand up today. Perot more involved in possession, speed of play. Rutter take your chances. I agree with that completely. Please work. Connor, keep an eye on O'Hare if he comes on. Looked good a week ago. Yeah, he's a good player, O'Hare. I think he scored last week, didn't he? Ryan says no subs until the 80th minute then. Yeah, I hope you're wrong, pal. I hope you're wrong. If he does, I'm going to blow a gasket. Dave Arnold says, hi, Connor. I like a settled side, but you have to rotate. Logan says, when will we get a left back? Do you think you'll swap Perot for Kamara in the cam role? I won't say Kamara's in the cam role, to be honest, mate. I think for some games he's given license a little bit. But I think it's just going to be standard. I think what you're going to see is when a left back does come in. I mean, you've said when we get a left back. We've not had a left back since Charlie Taylor. But when we do get a left back, you're hoping that, the balance is just going to be there. You're going to see Spence go right back. You're going to see Rodon and Strauch in the middle. And then you're going to see Kamara and Ampadu there and Archie fighting them out for that central spot. But what I would like to see, there is potential that Archie goes into a 10 role. There is potential that Kamara goes a little bit more advanced. I don't know if he's an actual out-and-out number 10. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if Farke's like that. He really trusted Buendia as a number 10 for a long, long period of time in that Norwich side. And I think he likes that style of player as well. Hence why apparently Leeds did go for Elias Share on the last day of the season when we were scrimping and scraping, knowing that Sinistero was going to leave. So as we know, the Jadon Anthony deal got done way later on. So I think overall, that's not a bad point, Logan. Would we see one of those two push up a little bit? Archie or Kamara? I would like to just see a number 10 there, and we can literally just see Archie, Kamara, and Ampadu battling it out for those two double pivot places. 2 or 3 get the positions. So yeah. Let's hope GG's at the races today. Gray needs a rest. I think we need to see him come on at CM. Yeah, I mean, how did we not see Leif Davis's potential as well, Rob? Not just him, but I don't know if we saw him the other night. But I'll tell you what, Niall Huggins is looking very, very good as well. And it's all about recruitment, that, isn't it, and getting it right. And yeah, we didn't get that right with Leif Davis at all. But McKenna's doing an incredible job there. One thing I would have changed in that the bench, you're looking at it, and Darlow, Ayling, Cooper, Bamford, Gelhardt, Gruev, Joseph, even though I like Joseph. There's 6 there, potentials, that are never even going to get on the pitch. And then the predictable ones, if it goes against us, is Anthony and Nonto, isn't it? And then they'll enter proceedings, or they'll enter proceedings anyway, just a little bit later on. I think the issue, Ben Sheaf as well for Coventry, decent player. Liam Kitchen, ex-Leeds, obviously. I think the interesting thing with the substitutes that obviously we've got at the minute is I need to see them, if they are coming off the bench, I need to see more from Anthony. I need to see more. I would like to see Nonto in the starting 11 anyway. So, it's difficult there. It's really difficult. But what Ipswich are doing is a comparative. They're bringing on Jack Taylor, Harness, I believe it is, and there's another one who they bring on all the time, Amari Hutchinson. And they did it again, and they're almost pre-planned subs. So the weird thing is with McKenna is they come on pretty much every game, but Ipswich have scored 11 goals from substitutes. That's the big difference. We're not getting. I don't think our substitutes, for whatever reason, they might not be used to it. Being on the bench, and obviously we knew Anthony was starting in the Premier League for Bournemouth at the beginning of the season. We obviously saw Nonto starting for Leeds at the beginning of the season, so they're not out-and-out substitutions, whereas these 3, especially Amari Hutchinson, who's only a young lad, has been starting on the bench for Ipswich. The difference is they're coming on and scoring goals. They're scoring a lot of goals. The Birmingham game, when they were 2-0 down, Harness came on, scored 2 crackers, got them back into the game. We're not seeing that a lot with our substitutes. So they're coming on. They might be affecting things as such. They might be creating space, galvanising us a little bit. But we're not seeing them, really put up those numbers. And that's the difference at the minute. McKenna kind of does have pre-planned subs, but they're coming on and doing something. So whether or not that means you have to, I don't know how you, that's managerial, isn't it? And maybe about the individual. but more about coaching them, maybe giving them more minutes. I mean, McKenna was bringing, I know it was game state, but McKenna brings them on really 65 to 68 minutes-ish, and then those Ipswich subs come on. You're giving Nonso and Anthony no chance if you're bringing them on in the 85th minute. It's brain dead for me, for Farker. It's brain dead, especially when we're losing games. And but you look at the profiles on that bench. Darlow's never playing. Ayling's never playing. Cooper's never playing. Bamford's never playing. As in, creating competition amongst the starting 11. Anthony, Nonso, yeah. Gelhardt, no. Gruev, no. Joseph, no. So you've got 6 players on that bench who are never going to create any form of competition whatsoever. So the starting 11, really, aside from our wingers, know that they're starting every single week. So there's no real competition there. And there's no real game changers we can bring off the bench, maybe apart from Willie Nyonso. So that's the big thing we've got to take away from this. Afternoon Connor says, Lee, here we go again, need convincing today. I think our issue is our subs are wingers, but our wingers in James and Somerville have been so productive that he doesn't want to take them off. Yeah, I agree, Rob, but then you've got Jack Taylor for Ipswich, who is sort of like a busybody in midfield anyway. Hutchinson, who's a cam-ish, but can play out wide. A little bit more of a sort of an inverted winger, but can definitely play cam. And then you've got Harness as well, who can play out wide, but plays centrally as well. So they've got a few more. They pop up in little spaces to these Ipswich players, and they kind of can play across that front line that they stick on. You'll normally see Harness coming on for Wes Burns. You might see Connor Chaplin coming off for Amari Hutchinson. But these are all sort of pre-planned subs, but these subs are making a massive difference. As I say, Ipswich top of the division for substitute scoring. And we all think to ourselves, Jesus, how are Ipswich consistently scoring at the end of games and consistently winning games? Well, it's because of that. It's because of that. They don't stop till the last minute. They play good football. They systematically break teams down, but also McKenna trusts his bench. Daniel Farker doesn't trust our bench. And I think that's a big problem. We haven't got much on the bench in terms of midfield replacements. Agree completely. You got to give them time to play themselves into the game. 10 minutes isn't enough. Hello, hoping for a win today. Why have we got 3 strikers on the bench? If we go 1-0 up, put all 3 on. Do you know what, Brendan? I don't know who the strikers are. Well, I guess you're looking at Joseph there, aren't you? Gelhardt and Bamford. Bamford, as I said, has been used as a substitute now 12 times and hasn't scored any goals. So he has been used. Whether or not that's long enough, I don't know. But Bamford just is... What is he? He's a shell, isn't he? He comes on and he's a body on the pitch. It's like one of you or me going on the pitch. And it's not disrespectful to him. He's just not a good footballer anymore. So it is what it is. But, overall, when you're looking at Gelhardt and Joseph, I like Joseph a lot. But right now, I do believe Joseph is a substitute player. I do believe he is that player. And, yeah, Gelhardt, he's not a 9. He's not a 9, mate. He's a 10. But anyway, Leeds are out there today. Looks like there is... Sarah would be a great signing, mate. He would be a very, very good signing. Thought you was happy with your squad. Don't sound like you are. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. So we're about to start, everybody. Well, the teams have lined up anyway. It looks like a lovely day at Ipswich. Christ. It's because I'm thinking about getting to the Ipswich game. Looks like a lovely day at Ellen Road. Spence at left back, I absolutely hate. I'd actually rather Gray at left back, central midfielders, create better angles, and I can see Archie Gray being better on that left-hand side than Jed Spence, plus Jed Spence will be much better on the right-hand side. But he continues to put... They've got a bit of quality here. Casey Palmer on the bench, Godden on the bench, O'Hare on the bench as well. Interesting. They've got Ellis Sims obviously starting. It's not going to be an easy one, this, for Leeds. Coventry, I believe, 3 wins out of their last 5. Obviously, local rivals, Birmingham in there. But yeah, so the interesting one is in this game right now, I think Spence starting at left back, which I'm not a fan of. But I think the major talking point is obviously going to be, Dan James, who once again is going to be starting. Who's going to be starting on that right hand side as opposed to Willie Nonso. Where's Gabe? Go ask him, mate. Go ask him on his Twitter. But yeah, maybe he's thinking Spencer Somerville will link up on the left. Maybe, right? Maybe. So we'll timestamp you all as well, everybody, as per usual. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be the stream. Touchwood is pretty decent so far. So we'll wait and see on that one. You won't believe what's just happened. You won't believe it. It's classic. It is classic. But yeah, don't worry. It's come back now. So yeah, probably being Grimsby. There you go, Steve. That's a realistic answer. Not sure why you'd rather 2 fullbacks out of position than 1 if Spence at right back. I agree with you, mate. Initial contribution. Thank you, Ted. Appreciate that, mate. That will go towards the Farker Parker, but I am looking to invest in the channel a little bit, mate. So yeah, that's where the investments are going. Not Daniel Farker's lovely £600 Parker, which I would definitely love. I love a Parker. I just love coats. I don't know why I've got an obsession with coats. You know, people have like obsessions with trainers and tops and retro gear. I just love coats. I don't know why. I think I've got about 8, so I need to chill out. Anyway, we're into the game now, everybody. We have just kicked off. So I know a lot of you listening in Bogota, Colombia. Love that, Joseph. Fantastic, mate. Love a bit of travel. So yeah, fantastic, mate. Bogota, wow. But yeah, guys, we're about to kick off now. It's pristine at Ellen Road, and we're about to get underway. I know you guys like watching it with me, so I'll obviously give you timestamps. This referee's been absolute Johnny. And just taking his time, but we are underway. Leeds United kicking from left to right. As I say, I'll wait for the timepiece to come up. I'll let you guys know. But the live score, which is in the top corner, is normally precisely where I'm at in terms of timings. So yeah, it normally kind of matches pretty nicely. But yeah, we are 28 seconds into this game. Here we go. Leeds dominating the ball straight away. Some nice interchanges straight away. Somerville tries to play the ball over the top. Cut out, and Coventry on an immediate transition there. Leeds cut it out. Pitch looking lovely today, has to be said. Welcome, everybody, as well. Before we start the stream as well, everybody, I said before we start the stream, we've been going on for half an hour. Please make sure you like the video. We have a little bit of a halftime waffle as well. We're going to have more content throughout the week as well. We've got stuff on the Patreon. Honestly, if you want to join the Patreon, it's well worth it. As I say, normal people put out 3 videos, per month, really. We're doing that per week. So Dan James gets fouled with Jake Bidwell. An old championship clash there, the old Swansea connection. And Leeds win a foul. But yeah, Patreon's well worth it. And if you would, everybody, please like the video. Jed Spence, lovely little ball through there as Kamara's on the overlap. Kamara getting closed down there. And looks like he's going to win a throw-in. No, he's been intercepted. And Coventry. Good defending there by Jed Spence. So leggy, and he's so rangy as a fullback. The big lad. Big lad. Be lovely to see him on that right hand side, but let's not whinge about it. But yeah, looks a little bit like Coventry are sitting into a mid block. And what I mean by mid block is they're pressing every now and again, but it's not like an out and out unit press, and they're sitting back a little bit in the midfield and trying to make it congested. We need more movement from the midfield here. And it looks like Leeds have won a free kick, have we? Yeah. And yeah, foul on Crescencio Somerville, the first of many presumably in this game. Somerville complaining, not happy. As we know, in this division, the championship referees are absolute brain dead morons. There could be a leg breaker and they won't get it. It does look like an all right tackle from the Coventry lad there as we approach the 2-minute 30 mark. Thomas putting a foul on. Putting down a foul. Leeds love playing the little triangles. They do indeed, mate. And listen, when Leeds are playing the triangles, it's all well and good, but we need to start playing a few more variants when it comes to balls. I'm sick of us just playing the little triangles and Pascal and Joe having the ball for 90% of the game. It needs to be. Leeds do look a little bit more proactive here, and this has been the tale of the tape from home. Being at home, we've looked a lot better in the home fixtures, a lot more attacking, a lot more dynamic. And Leeds have got a throw in the Coventry half on the left-hand side, about taken by Jed Spence. But yeah, we do look a lot more fluid. It's away from home. The tests for me are going to be your Prestons and your West Broms. If we flunk those games, it doesn't really, it's it's difficult to then, just consistently say, oh, well, Ipswich are going to lose this game because Leeds are still losing away games. We need to improve that drastically. I want to see Joe Rodon step forward as well with the ball and be an actual option for the midfield. Ethan central on the ball here. It's all short passes. That's definitely a Farker instruction. Round the corner, Archie does really well, and that's a yellow card. Should be. For De Silva, he's just pulled him back. That should be a yellow card for a little bit of consistency. And the little arsehole is just giving him a warning. Archie had skinned him, pulled his shirt back. It's a yellow card all day. Leeds haven't got that. Coventry win the ball back. Coventry look lifeless at the minute when it comes to doing anything in the game. It just looks to be disrupting Leeds' play. Mark Robbins' side. Rutter has the ball, does well. Rutter and Somerville really good there. Rutter. See, for me there, he could have slid Yoel Perot in. He could have slid Yoel Perot in. He didn't do that. He went for a strike and Leeds have a corner now. Rutter shouting at the referee again, who is paying no attention to the fact that in every single game, our players who are elite in this division just get hacked down and kicked, especially at home when teams are just trying to, as I say, congest and defend against Leeds. There should have been numerous fouls there. Leeds with the corner anyway. Ball played in. Didn't beat the first man, as we know with Leeds. His corners, that was Somerville that time as well. Dan James, where's the overlap? Dan needs to offer an overlap. He's just stood there like a lemon. Crescencio Somerville was looking for the overlap. Then as it was 2-on-2, Dan just stood there. Anyway, Leeds are playing this constant pressure that we always see in the home fixtures. Kamara looking for a 1-2 with Jed Spence. Gets it. Kamara on that left-hand side. Lovely feet from Glenn Kamara. Does well. Intercepted. And looks like Coventry are going to win a foul, and they do. The refs are so bad in this league, they are, mate. Ball over the top, please. It'd just be nice, Fraser, every now and again for us to just clip a ball over the top. And Dan's always in acres of space. And what they're not doing, and what Leeds don't seem to be utilising a lot of, is they're not going 1v1 with Dan and fullbacks. You've got the quickest player in the league, and you've got Jake Bidwell, who's about 33 years of age and has been in the Championship about 48 years. Work that out, because I can't. But what we're not doing is isolating him. So spread that ball right now in any moment. Dan, Ellen Road pitch is massive. Dan has so much room to manoeuvre. So Pascal's got the ball here. Another short pass. Perot, short pass. It's fine. But at points, we need to vary it up a little bit. Because it's not difficult to defend against a lot of the time if you're coming in just packing out that defensive structure. I'd love to see that Bielsa, old school, Leeds switching the ball a little bit more. Anyway, Jed Spence on that left-hand side loses it. He just looks so awkward on that left-hand side, Spence. That's not his fault. Coventry try to play the way out, lose it. Kamara here, who's been central to a lot. So once again, could have sprayed the ball to Dan James there. Looks to check back. Keeps the ball way too long. Way too long. Moment there for Leeds missed. Yoel Perot dribbling into the box. Unlucky from Perot. I like that. Gets the ball. Tries to move into the area. Unfortunately, it's blocked and saved. But that's not. You don't see that a lot from Yoel Perot. Committing men. Running at men. Could have actually got a free kick there. Don't mind that whatsoever. Need to see more of that from Yoel Perot. Taking the ball on the back foot. Opening his body out. And running. Being a ball carrier. Can't just always be down to Rutter and Somerville, really. We need to see more from our elite players when it comes to that. And Perot is supposedly one of those who's just lost the ball, actually, typically. Jake Bidwell now on that left-hand side. First bit of spell. Coventry may have. Leeds win it back and then lose it again. Bidwell. Like to see a bit of a press here from Leeds because they're not comfortable on the ball. You can tell this already. Leeds sort of leisurely going into a mid-block. And a long ball straight away from Coventry there. Archie does well to intercept. Are we going to win the second ball? No. Coventry have won the second ball and then just booted the ball out of play. Leeds throw in. Once again, Coventry, one of these bang average championship sides who we're looking at beating teams like Ipswich and Leicester. But I'm saying this now and touch wood, hopefully we get the win at the end. But even if we weren't to get the win at the end, you can tell Leeds are a level above this lot. But it's difficult with any of the others fighting against that top two because the quality difference is massive. Jed Spence plays the ball through. Somerville gets there. Does really well. Oh, unlucky. You thought that the move was gone there. Jed's out of position here. And his recovery speed's got him back really nicely there. But Leeds nearly getting something there. Now Coventry come away with the ball. Dan James does really, really well defensively. Well done, Dan James. Leeds win the ball again. Kamara. Rutter on the turn. Rutter just passed the ball. Rutter tries to nutmeg the midfielder for no reason and loses the ball. Does my nutting. Just play the ball, the simple ball. Now Coventry come away with it. Ellis Sims driving it the Leeds half. Rodon does really well, plays the ball back to Ilan Meslier. Simple fucking ball, Leeds, sometimes. It really, really bugs me. There doesn't need to be a nutmeg there, Rutter. Simple ball ahead of you, 5 yards, Perot's there. Ethan Ampadu on the ball. Anyway. It's too sluggish sometimes. Spray the ball. No. Spray it. No. Passing 5 yards again. Come on, Leeds. More tempo. Quickly. The positive so far is anytime the ball gets to Jed Spence, things are happening. Once again, it's just getting slow at points. Dan James. Yeah, we do look better already, Stuart. There's your answer then, Connor. Pictures away. Yeah, maybe you're right, mate. Somerville anyway. Jed Spence on the overlap. Can he deliver with his left foot? He can't. And that's surprisingly what you get with a lot of right-sided left backs, everybody. They're not able to be efficient on that left-hand side. Somerville anyway now. Nearing the Coventry box, using a bit of skill. Let's move the ball quicker. We're enabling Coventry to get back into their shape. We'll move the ball quicker. Look better. Kamara's done that. Rutter's done that. That was much better. It's much better when we move the ball quickly because they can't regain the shape, and Leeds are able to consistently, ignite a bit of quality there. Why do I keep calling them Norwich? It's because I'm thinking about that bloody Ipswich game still. Coventry come away with the ball, but it's a miracle what happens when Leeds play the ball quicker. Leeds get into some really good positions and we look dangerous. Ball played in. Anyway, Pascal Strout reads the book and should get a free kick. And he does. Well done. But do you see what I mean, everybody? If you are watching this game now, if you're not watching this game, because I know a lot of you like listening to me on commentary for whatever reason, but you do. Shout out to you guys. But what Leeds are doing right now is when they move the ball quickly, teams cannot cope with us. And we do this a lot more at home. I don't know if it's because the space on the pitch, in terms of the Leeds Ellen Road being a lot bigger, and maybe a little bit more confidence when we're at home. But Coventry are giving us time here. They're sitting back. We've sprayed the ball. Jesus Christ, we've sprayed the ball. But it's gone out of play. So, yeah, those balls need to be better. But, yeah, we actually sprayed a ball there. Incredible. But the whole point is, everybody, when we move the ball a lot quicker, teams can't deal with us. We just don't do it enough. It's 5, 6, 7, 8 touches when we're on the ball. So it needs to be better. Annoyed me a little bit there with Daniel Farker as well. Pascal tried to play a ball, and Farker looked really, really annoyed there. You do wonder if it's instruction to just keep the ball on the ground consistently. Dan James gives the ball away. Coventry come away. Coventry have offered barely anything. Rutter needs to hold that ball, everybody. He really does. At points, it's a real weakness of his game. I know he's the most him and Somerville the most talented players in this squad, but sometimes he just flicks it and he gives the ball away continuously in those areas. He needs to learn to hold on to the ball if he is playing forward for Leeds United. Kamara, him and Spence have been at the heart of everything, I guess, so far. Everything being not a lot, but still. Somerville coming central. Kamara. Good ball, Kamara. Somerville. Perot. Quicker, man. Perot just dawdles into the box and loses it, and Leeds give away a foul. Coventry aren't able to get out here. They can't really compete with us when it comes to a footballing level. It's another championship side who can't do this. But I just want to see quicker play from Leeds, more incisive play. It's a good tackle from the Norwich. If I say Norwich one more time, do I keep saying Norwich? Coventry, Connor. What are you talking about? Great tackle there again by Ethan Ampadu. Looks a little bit better in this game. Somerville. Rodon. Move it quicker. Come on. That's better. Much better. Perot. Better. Once again, an easy ball for Rutter to hold up, and he tries another flick. Ah, dear. This is why he's not a number 9. He's an inverted winger /10. He's not a number 9. Number 9's understanding that position, that you have to hold the ball up. And he doesn't do that, so he doesn't give Leeds chance to get around him. Anyway, Coventry come away with the ball. Ball played out wide. It's Jake Bidwell here. Jed Spencer's been completely done there. Brilliant skill from the Coventry lad, and over a really poor delivery there. Jed Spence was completely cut open there. Some lovely little balance there. It's a good opportunity that for Coventry. Shot on goal, saved by Elan Melier. It's Ben Sheaf, I think it was. Easy for Melier. But that, I believe that's the first shot on goal. Leeds lose the ball again. Ellis Sims in Leeds United's box. Plays it out wide. Good effort on goal. Just wide. About a yard wide there by Sakamoto. But he was bought in the summer. Sims and him linking up. It's 2 shots on goal now for Coventry. Yeah, just wide. About a yard wide. Ampadu switches it. You know, we've got a switchometer. Switchometer number 2. Fantastic. But then Dan James goes exactly where the ball came from, centrally. But it was nice. It was for a moment there. We saw Dan James up against Bidwell, which, you know, if it was a better ball, who knows what would have happened. Somerville getting harried, having 6 touches of the ball when he only needs 1. Sorry, everybody. It sounds quite negative. I'm just getting frustrated with how slow we are on the ball. And it's so easy for Coventry to get back in their shape. It's not difficult, as they're doing continuously now. And this is what we're seeing in the games where Leeds are struggling. Archie, Kamara. Ampadu, better. Plays the ball forward. Rutter doesn't hold on to it again. 4th time now I've counted. Just gives the ball away. God, we're dying for a number 9. We're absolutely dying for a number 9. Coventry go back home. Keeper on the ball here. Playing out from the back. No pressure from Perot whatsoever, by the way. On the defensive midfielder goes to get the ball. Perot just like sluggishly follows him. There's just no press. It's easy to play through. Ball played over the top. Ellis Sims against Joe Rodon here. Rodon does well and probably wins a foul, he does. But in that build-up phase, there is no press from Leeds. You're correct, Connor. It's just slow and making no progress forward. This is frustrating. I hope they don't catch us out. It's not. Listen. We win these. Like a lot of these games, we're winning, but we're not playing well. We're not. I can count one 45-minute spell where Leeds have played really well this season. And I'd put a 90 on top of that at Leicester. Leicester in the first half against Huddersfield. I think aside from that, we're winning games with like our front line. Really, I think in build up we're just so slow. And it just gives teams opportunities, and this is where we've faltered this season at points. We're just really slow at build-up, and it's easy for teams to just get back in the shape. As I say, we're only 18 minutes in, and I'm sure Leeds will break through, but it just sometimes gets really... Where there's opportunity, we sometimes just hold instead of pulling the trigger. Kamara, better. Rutter holds on to it much better there. Now, Jed Spence, tackle, brilliant tackle. Spence is still there. Kamara in the box. Just once again takes his time. Fucking pass. Someone pulled the frigging trigger. Dan James, it's almost just lethargic at points. Dan James just puts the ball. Don't mind that, Dan, but there's no skill on the ball. Just plays the ball into the box. Keeper comes out and collects really easily. I mean, listen, Coventry keeper's holding on. I mean, he's holding on to the ball. It's the 18th minute. We know what they're coming here for. Okay, Leeds win it. Let's move it quickly now. Dan James, we've actually recovered it in their half. Dan James looks to try beat a man. He's got 2 on him. Does well there, Dan. Ricochets to him, plays the ball in, and Rutter's fucking missed it again. How many chances does this guy need in front of goal? Surely got to connect there. Leeds' best chance of the half there. Brilliant ball in by Dan James. Rutter just anticipating it, man. Misses it. Coventry come away with the ball. Ellis Sims here. Well done, Rodon. Great defending. Now, I've no idea. That was just built up frustration there from Rutter. Just, you've got, Dan James has the ball in a really good position in acres of space. You've got to be running across the keeper there and sliding the ball into the back of the net. And he's a yard away from it. Anticipation as a number 9. Anyway, Somerville. Strauch. Better, though, from Leeds. Switch number 3 there. Ampadu's played a switch. Switch number 3. No, it's going to go out. Nope, Dan's kept it in. Unlucky. Sorry, that was like the longest ball ever, everybody. It was just my stream went down for a little bit. Dan's not had a bad start, to be fair to him. As I say, we all know he's very decent at Ellen Road. Very decent at Ellen Road. So, I didn't expect any less. Somerville gives away a foul. Ban me. Coventry coming forward here. Jake Bidwell on the left-hand side. Out of absolutely nothing, really. Plays the ball out wide. Coventry coming onto the edge of our box here. No real left side option. Plays the ball centrally. Ellis Sims again. Leeds defending well. Ball played outside, though, to Sakamoto, who looks like their most dangerous player at the minute. Sakamoto can go left, can go right. Chooses to go left. Good block there by Crescencio Somerville. It looks like a really dangerous player, Sakamoto, to be fair. Leeds pressing out. Bidwell here. Coventry enjoying a little bit more possession. Spence. Strout. Kamara. Strauch. 22:50 gone, everybody. Strout. Oh, man, we're just seeing the same. The players get frustrated with it. You can see him throwing the hands up when no one's moving. Saw the exact same at Blackburn and Sunderland. So it's interesting. Rodon's just passed the ball straight to Coventry, and we're lucky that that we got away with that, really. There's a bit of a transition on there. But you see the players getting frustrated with it, everyone. You do. You see, if you're watching the game right now, you'll see some of them get agitated when there's no movement. And this is the issue. It's either there's not enough movement in that front four, or there's a reluctance to spray the ball and do anything else but play it through these thirds when it's congested. But we're very, very happy to just keep it and knock it round and knock it round and knock it round at the back with that. It's just so it's It's funny though when people talk about the Jesse Marsch thing, because listen, it's not, as we know, but there is a massive surge on us going centrally. It's really weird. It's really weird. It's just pass the ball to Rutter and then try get around him and try interlink the play. And it forces mistakes. Coventry coming away with it again. Ellis Sims. Poor ball from Sims again, but Norwich retrieve it on this left-hand side. Norwich, Coventry receive it. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I keep saying Norwich. But yes, it is Coventry we're playing. Bidwell. No press from Leeds whatsoever. You know, more touches on the ball for Coventry, the more they're going to be feeling a little bit more confident. Stepping forward here, the centre-back of Coventry. Good ball. Archie out of position. Bidwell. Too easy, this. I mean, it's just not, you know, they're not a great side, this Coventry team, and you know, we're just giving them too much time on the ball. They're able to move through quicker than we are. Rutter spins, loses it again. 6th time now, he's spun instead of holding the ball. Hold the ball, Rutter. Just needs to hold it. Hold the ball, wait for, you know, our attacking presence to move up the pitch. So what he needs to do is an out-and-out number 9, as that's what we're looking at him as. Spence, Kamara, quicker. Come on, quicker. Rutter, tackled again, 7th time. Ampadu tries to play the ball over the top. Leeds in here. It's Dan James. And he's gone down. Don't know why he's gone down. It's not a penalty. Get up, Dan. Doesn't get up. Just looks at the floor and the referee when the ball's bouncing out around him. The Coventry players are shouting at him because he's just... Why do you continue? It's not a foul. Dan James didn't feel confident going on goal. All the Coventry players quite rightly had a go at him there. Don't know what he's doing. He could have scored for Leeds. He's one-on-one. Not taking his opportunity there. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Don't know why he's done that. Ugh. I don't think it is Isaac at all. It's not a pen. Yeah, it's not a penalty, that, mate. Just because he falls over in the box doesn't mean because he's a Leeds player it's a pen. We've got to be unbiased here as well, mate. It's no way a pen, that. It just fell over. Hence why you had the entire Coventry back line shouting at him. No need to do it. He's in on goal. Somerville centrally. Rutter. Loses it again. Number 8. Listen, I don't want to get on his back. He just needs to learn. I don't know what we're doing with him, but when he gets these points, this has been a constant thing. Lost it again there. Just holding the ball up. Kamara. Oh, does really well there. Ethan Ampadu beats the fullback. Ampadu plays the ball in. Blocked. Apparently none of our team have left foots. And Rutter gives away a foul. Frustrating half so far for Leeds. Again, another one. And it's the same sort of patterns that we're seeing. We're seeing the same patterns again. The Coventry players are asking for Dan James to be booked after that. It's a bit weird, a bit harsh, but Dan's just waiting for contact. I don't know why he's done that. This is probably why our XG is the highest in the division, because of opportunities like that, you know. Andy, I'm a ball of stress, mate, because if we're not winning these games, mate, if we're not winning these games, we ain't catching the top 2. And I don't fancy us being in the. I'm not a massive fan of us being in the playoffs, but we've got to be really careful here. I'm not saying it's done and dusted, but you know we need to be winning these games. I don't know how more clear it needs to be. Leeds win another foul. Still no Coventry player booked. I think that's about 6 or 7 now they've had. They're 100% roughing Leeds up here, but little man, why is referees always like 3 foot? But the 3 foot referee's not giving them any punishment, so they're going to continue doing it, which is the beauty of Championship referees. That's just an out-and-out yellow card as well. The first one in about 2 minutes where he dragged Somerville back, it's a yellow card, didn't get given, and he's just poleaxed Somerville there. It's Perot. Archie, go forward. Goes back. Rodon looking for options. Archie. Rutter does better there. Holds it up. Better. Plays the ball in. Dan James is there. Unlucky. James. Ampadu. Somerville. Kamara. Jed with a poor touch. Somerville. Kamara. Somerville. Could have... 1-2 was on with Kamara. Holds the ball for another 3 touches. Kamara, well played. Kamara's trying to... No, it's not a foul. Kamara's at least trying. To move the ball a little bit quicker in those forward positions. Coventry free kick. No, he's not. He's just poor, mate. He's just a poor referee. But let's not get those violins out and think Dan James should have had a penalty because he shouldn't have. And I'm not saying you're saying that, pal, but I know I'm going to see that across the waves at half time. It just isn't true. He shouldn't have had a penalty for that. Ampadu does well anyway. 30 minutes gone, still 0-0. Melee. I think they've had 2 more shots than we've had as well, which says it all, really, doesn't it? I don't think Leeds have had a shot on target. Strout tries a long ball, gets intercepted again. Maybe this is why we don't do long balls. And Ampadu passes it to Coventry, who are now on the attack in a really good transitional moment here. Play the ball on that left-hand side. Opportunity for Coventry here. Good defending, really good defending from Archie Gray there. Fantastic. Standing the man up. And gets Rutter, hold the ball up. Better. Much better. Leeds have the ball. Rutter, get up. Come on. You don't need to flop down every single time. Right, it does really well, though, there, Rutter. Somerville now charging through the middle. Play the ball through. Intercepted. Had to be done earlier. Fucking hell. Pass the ball earlier. Doing my nutting. They don't need 6 or 7 touches on the ball like this. Coventry come away with it. Rodon loses it. Ellis Sims past Rodon now. He might have to take him down here. And he's given away. That should be a foul. The referee's not given a foul. Kamara comes away with it. What is going on? Coventry have the ball. Strike on goal. Blocked. And now Jed Spence is down. And let's hope this isn't like a concussion thing. This is just a ridiculous game. It's stupid. It's a stupid game. Oh, God. Guys, 450 of you in the building. Great numbers. If you wouldn't mind liking the video so you can watch me stress out my bulb at this team for the 4th year running online, that would be fantastic. Kamara's knocked off. He's almost saying to Melee, he's like, I think Melee is trying to give him instruction. Get back in your net, Melee. Try to save some more shots at your near post, then you can give out instructions. Joking. Or am I? Strauk. Spence. Strauk. Rodon. Guess where it's going? Melee. Ampadu. Spence with a bit of room. Does really well, Jed Spence. Opens up his legs. Great ball. Oh, anticipate it. Unlucky. Jed did well there. Doing all this on his left foot as well. Like going into a game handicapped. Ampadu spreads the ball. Jesus, we've got a bit of space. Who'd have thought it? Archie decides to go back inwards into the congested area. Perot on his left. Kamara. Perot. Quicker. Somerville loses it. He's had a really poor start, Somerville. Really, really poor start. Ellis Sims does what a number 9 does, should do, holds it up really well. Sakamoto here. Coventry clear. Sims is doing a good job, to be fair. He's up against Strauch and Rodon, and he's competing with them well. And Coventry come away with the ball. Bidwell on this left-hand side plays the ball centrally. De Silva back to Bidwell. He's not going to get there in front of Dan James, who recovers well. We all know this about Dan James. His defensive ability is good. Rodon plays the ball through. Rutter holds it. Nearly unlucky. Nearly. And Archie would have been in. It's not controlled by Leeds, is it? The game's not in control. It's yeah, Leeds are dominant in phases, but once again, I don't think we've had a shot on goal. I'm pretty sure we haven't. Have we had a shot on goal? I'll have to look at halftime. This Sakamoto's a good player. Good tackle, though, by Strauch. Into touch. Love Dan's tracking back. Yeah. Ah, man. Do you know another thing that's irritating me? You know when we do switch, which is once in a blue moon, we then go back into the congested area. I've seen it twice now where Archie's got the ball from a partial switch and Dan's got the ball as well. And they just go back into the congested area. It's bizarre. Spence, great ball in, unlucky Jed Spence, and Dan doesn't anticipate it and the ball goes out. I hope he's not having to go with Jed Spence there, Dan, because Dan, you should have anticipated that fella. Really nice clip ball in if you're not seeing it, everybody. On like Spence being asked to use his right foot for once, ball played in. And to be fair, it is a corner. It's knocked off Bidwell. It is a corner. But the bozo in charge, the little gnome smurf referee in a little outfit, hasn't given it. Oh. Tell you what, the keeper's a good distributor. Must be nice. Someone tell me in the chat why this game's annoying me more than everyone else. Someone try legitimize why this game's knocking me off more than anything else. Is it because there's an opportunity with Ipswich? Is it because we're seeing the same things that we saw the other day? Is it because we're seeing those same sort of frustrating patterns that we're seeing? I don't know what it is, but I'm getting more and more irked at this game than I have done with a lot of them. I don't know what it is. I think it's just similar patterns. Ampadu. Rodon moving forward. That's what we like to see. Ball played out wide. Archie. Throwing. Because the players are tired. Calm down, we're all the same. Because we don't create nothing. It's because we've been like this for a couple of weeks now. Because we're realising it's not going to work. Because there's no control, as Anthony says. Oh, unlucky. I'm looking down at the comments for that one. And Rutter just fires it wide. I think that's Leeds' first shot on goal in nearly 40 minutes. Did really well there, Rutter. Where we're supposed to hold it, he actually did a turn in a right area there at the right stage where he should be doing it in the box, not on halfway line when the teams can rob the ball off you. But he did well there and he was unlucky. That will be the challenge that Farker's put into Rutter. He needs to start scoring more goals as the number 9. Yeah, Blunt says this team ain't all that, never got the hype. Yeah, I think the hype's obviously driven by the quality, but the quality needs a system. You know, it needs a better system for me. Rodon. Terrible clip ball over. There's the better passer out of Rodon and Strauch, and maybe this is more preference from them both. They like playing shorter passes. The better passer is definitely Strauch. Rodon's a good short passer, but that's about it. Kamara and Ampadu have been better this game, but not good from that. The most frustrating thing is Coventry are absolutely tripe. Just wish we'd move the ball quicker. Oh dear. Now switch it to Spence. Better. And it's a really bad ball from Pascal, and after what I was just saying. Anyway, Rutter. Does well. Do what Rutter does. Now pass it, Rutter. Good ball in. Unlucky. Much better. Rutter's had a better 5-10 minutes here. Getting involved in the game a little bit more. It's weird. The players look a little bit quiet. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be a lot of, come on, lads, come on. Do you know what I mean, everybody? If you're watching the game, it just seems like they're going through the motions a little bit. It's weird. It's very, very weird. The Coventry players almost look more up for it than Leeds do. You know, shouting at the referee, barking for free kicks. Leeds players just look a little bit light. Ball played in anyway. Joe Rodon heads it wide. I know, Nelly, it's their cup final, but it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter if it's their cup final. It's every team's. You know, we could argue it's every team's cup final. You know, we've got to work through that. We've done it before. I wonder if Farker's going to freshen it up at half time. They have 9 at the back, no pace. That's where we need class. Yeah, I'd agree, mate. I'd agree. Team looks hacked off at each other. I hate Bamford, but I welcome him at half time. It just means that, you know, even if it's not Bamford, like a lot of you are crying, good ball, right? Somerville's got an opportunity here. Oh my God, I've pressed home. My arse has flicked. I think it's gone wide. My arse flicked onto the remote. I'm so sorry, I didn't see that. That's good. Coventry gave it away. Let's have a quick look. Somerville in a brilliant area. Does he pass it quickly? He does. It's a lovely weight of pass. And Rutter's, that's just shocking. Sorry. That's shocking. Just drags it 2-3 yards wide. It's got to be on target. Oh, dear. The XG, as I'll repeat this again, for this side, we should be top of the division statistically. Opta say that XG-wise, Leeds should be top of the division. You know, that's staggering. Say we're like, 11 points behind? We should be top XG-wise. So as clinical as people think we are with this front line, we're not at all. We're nowhere near it. And this is proving it a little bit. Again, Sakamoto coming forward for Cov. Onto his left foot. He's definitely their most dangerous player. Nearly gets it back in the box and cleared by Leeds. Kamara loses it. Coventry do well there. Rutter wins it back. Does okay. Driving through the middle. The LUTV camera just went into absolute mess mode. Rutter loses it. Too slow on the ball. Coventry come away with it. Ball played out to Sakamoto, who really is their only outlet. He's standing up Jed Spence again here. Reverse passes it. And they still have it somehow, Coventry. Ben Sheaf. I mean, come on. We've got Leeds. Come on. Rutter gets a foul at last, which is good. Coventry going to get a booking? Anyone? Once again, they're stopping Leeds from turning and going at goal. Referee doesn't pull out any card. This guy's gotten away. I don't know who this guy is. If anybody knows who this Cov number 22 is, he's more up for the game than anyone else on the pitch, but he's given away about 3 fouls, still hasn't got a yellow card. 43 minutes gone, still 0-0 in a very, very frustrating half, which has seen Leeds do next to nothing, really. Better, moving the ball quicker. Awful touch from Jed Spence, though. Kills the move. Does well, though, Spence. Keeps the ball in play. Ampadu. Play's suddenly gone slow again. Archie. Perot. Ampadu. Kamara. It'd be a nice time to score this. Spence. No one in the box. We can't play the ball in the box. So it's all intricate, congested passing. Kamara. Somerville. Lovely. Somerville again. The Leeds, this is what the Leeds blueprint is when we're going forward. And I tell you what, Ellis Sims has done really well. Gets his team up the pitch there, holds the ball up. He's up against Strauch here. Strauch's doing really well against him. Sims is using a lot of strength here. Coventry are up near the Leeds United half. Sims. De Silva. Bidwell. De Silva. I think it's De Silva. I think that's his name. Number 22. Back to the keeper. Collins. Right hand side, Cov coming forward. Too easy. We thank God they haven't got much going forward, really. They've not got like a 3 in attack or a 2 in attack. It is just Sims. Sakamoto, anyway. Looks at the overlap. It's a really bad ball there from Sakamoto. Really poor. Spencer as well. 1 minute added on. Nope. Saints 1 up, which means Leeds are in fourth, I should say. Rodon. James. God, it's boring. So boring. Kamara. Strout. Presumably he's going to go to Rodon again, is he? Somerville. Go on, go to Rodon. Ampadu. Half time. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was difficult. Difficult to watch. Leeds look very, very frustrated. Again. You look so bored, Connor. It's just shite, mate. It's absolutely shite. It's just nothing. And this is the thing, like, it's very, very difficult because a lot of people will turn around and say, Connor, we've won X amount of games. We are where we are in the table. Burnley from last year, we've been a better. I don't care. I don't give a crap about that. I honestly don't give two hoots about that. I give a you know what about right now, and it's got to get better than this. It's got to get better. 0-0 at half time. It's been lethargic, slow, lack of creativity, boring. Just really, really boring to watch. Just nothing there. So it's a difficult watch. It's a difficult watch. You know, Coventry are not a good side whatsoever. With the most, with the biggest respect, they've got nothing going forward. Ellis Sims is doing a good job, but overall, it's been another disappointing half for Leeds. And I expected a bit of a reaction. I'm not seeing that at all. It's what we seem to do is because we don't spray. And listen, let's talk Bielsa, because when we used to spray the ball, Calvin would get the ball in that little pivot, he'd spray it. And instantly, it was 1v1. Instantly. You'd have the wingers, you'd have Helder Costa, you'd have Jack Harrison, 1v1. Then you'd see the overlap of Ayling, you'd see the overlap of Alioski. It was symmetry. It was perfect in those areas. When Leeds were going forward, it was predictable, but teams couldn't stop it. They can stop this. What's the plan going forward? If the front players are having an off day, the midfielders aren't going to chip in with the goal. We see that. Ampadu never scores, Kamara never scores. We see there's no overlap, ever. There's occasionally an overlap, but that comes into the same notion as the press, which is not really there. So what we do is we pass short consistently, and it enables the opposition to get back into shape. So then what do we do going forward when we're potent? Well, a lot of Leeds' good moves this season have come when the ball's got to Rutter in the number 9 position. He's 1-2'd it with Somerville or whatever, and Leeds have got through. That's where a lot of our good play comes from. So it's 1-2s, but the ball is passed into a central area to Rutter, and then it's a 1-2. So we don't really do much out wide. We're not really productive out wide, and that's been signified in this game, and it's been massively signified in the Sunderland game as well. Yeah, it's really monotonous at points. And listen, it is what it is. It's only the first half, but it's crap to watch. I'm not enjoying it. I don't enjoy watching it when it's like this. I'll be honest. And what I'd like to see now is, Dan's done well defensively. Bring Nonto on at half time. Why? Because he goes at men, because he takes other men out of the game, because 2 or 3 others start to focus on him. Start doing that, it means there's more room centrally, more room for Perot, more room for Rutter, meaning they can be a little bit more expansive, expressive, being the word. We don't do that. Continue. 75th minute, they'll come on. Might be a little bit of an impact, but are we going to be leaving it too late? It needs to be more proactive, needs to be more productive, Leeds do. And at the minute, it's predictable. Congest that pitch up. It seems like, I'm banging on a drum here, but Leeds have just got to be quicker. Got to be quicker in build-up. It's just slow, extra touches, and we seem to just pass the ball in these triangles. Did anybody see that Simpsons clip when, Homer's at the stadium and he shouts out, boring, and there's just those players playing in a triangle and the commentator's going nuts. It's like Mexico versus Portugal, niche reference. But Simpsons viewers back in the day. That's what it is. It's Meslier to Strout to Rodon, back to Meslier. And then when we go forward, it's Somerville coming centrally, playing the ball into Rutter and trying to 1-2. And that's it. That's us going forward. So it's massively frustrating because we're not utilising a lot of that front line, in my opinion, with what we could do, So, anyway, I watched that the other day. Yeah, mate, you'll know what I mean then. Rutter can't stay on his feet, save his life, and Somerville goes down way too easily. None to win, please. There is no space, and teams know what we do not have the players to make the right decisions. I think that's true as well. I think, yeah, it's predictably predictable, as Ronnie says. It's just, Perot, Fernando. It's just not good to watch. It's not good to watch. I don't think it's been good to watch for a while, to be honest. Let's have a look at some of the recent matches, if we're being honest. Leeds results. And I'll just get up. I know there's been Borough in there and a few others. We've got Ipswich next. It's going to be fun playing like this against them. So Sunderland, which was abject, poor performance. Blackburn, we got the win. But if we're being honest, we were just... It wasn't good, was it? It wasn't good. Borough was a bit of a humdinger, a little bit better. Rotherham, Leeds were good for 45 against Swansea, 100%. Were good for 45 against Plymouth. Good for the 90 against Leicester. Fantastic for the Huddersfield 45. So Huddersfield, Leicester, Plymouth, they were that was a good little period for Leeds, in my opinion, in terms of footballing wise. I thought we really, to be fair, in the Plymouth game, we sort of dominated. I can't believe they got back into it with that goal at the end. But it was those 3 results, Leeds against Huddersfield, the 4-1, the Leicester and the Plymouth, were probably the standout in terms of just playing multiple games, a succession of games where we're good in the season so far. Rotherham was poor. Swansea was good for 45, as I've said. Borough was good for 45. Blackburn, I thought, was poor. Sunderland was poor. And today, so far, has been poor, in my opinion. Maybe you guys think I'm being a bit harsh. I don't know. But yeah. Guys, I'm just going to go off and get a drink for half-time. We're going to be back in about 10 minutes with your second half watch-along. Stick around. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe as always, everyone. And I'll see you in a bit. Oh, hello. Oh, and here we go. The second half. Will this get any more exciting? Let's bloody hope so, because this has been drab. Things I want you to look out for this half is the right-hand side and how productive it hopefully will be going forward, because at the minute, Archie and Dan James do not work as a pairing. The productivity from them as a partnership, it's not good. And straight away we have Road on here and Purdue. Let's hope we can see a little bit more people, because we need to rocket up their arse. Shock, no change from Farker. No surprises there. Archie does well. Cov win it back. You have an echo, Connor, do I? Okay. Just sort that out for you. Is that a bit better? Let me know. Archie, anyway. And Purdue. Somerville comes central. Kamara. Jed. Facing the cop now, Leeds. Back to Kamara. And Purdue. Gives the ball away. Ball played through. Ellis Sims now. In a transitional moment. Leeds have pushed everyone forward. And Coventry don't look like they've got much to get something away here. Ben Sheaf. Sakamoto. Overlap. Jed does really well. Fantastic tackle. Been one of the standouts today, Jed. In a crap position for him. Does really well. Kamara. Bloody hell, he switched the ball. Archie. Rodon. Strauk. I think Strauk's been good again. Somerville. I mean, referee hasn't given a foul. Evidently, Somerville's just wandered off. Someone's treaded on his frigging foot. And ball's put out of play because this absolute chipstick referee. What is this geezer doing? Somerville's going absolutely nuts. Why would he just go down there? He's in control of the ball. And Somerville's in complete control of the ball. Starts hopping round because the defender's stepped on his foot. And the ref continues. So he's in possession of the ball. You might say there's an advantage for Somerville if he goes down near the penalty area, of which I would agree with you. But on the halfway line, when he's evidently been stamped on, he starts hobbling round. The ref carries on. Has he now booked them? Who's he booked? Has he booked a Leeds player for saying that he can't referee? Probably. God, this standard. Everything about the championship is so frustrating. I mean, it could be a lot better if we had like any element of dynamism to our game anymore. Do you know what the thing is, everybody? Teams have figured Leeds out. Oh, Somerville did get booking by the little chipstick. Yeah, the little chipstick. Brilliant. Yeah, it'd be great if we actually had the ability now. Farker's going nuts with the fourth official, quite rightly so, to be fair. But right now, the problem is with Leeds is teams now know how to play against us, right? Teams now know how to play against Leeds United. What do? You just sit back. You know, away from home, we get pressed on a little bit, but you still, for the majority of the game, are getting teams sitting back against Leeds, and we get frustrated, massively frustrated with it. And we have got no ingenuity in our game to be able to shift it up. I mean, in the Bielsa era, at least we went wide consistently. We don't do that now.
And you had at least a number 9 as well with the Bielsa era. We don't have that now. You had Pablo Hernandez with the Bielsa era, who could create something from nothing, really. A cam is just so necessary. And a left back. God, just speed up January. Let's get Christmas over with and get into Jan. And hopefully we've got some frigging targets lined up. Leeds players just look frustrated, massively frustrated. Farker needs to sort this out. One way of playing. Hope for some magic from our forward line, and that's what it is. But teams are fine. You see how Coventry set up. Coventry have they've got Ellis Sims up top, and then the rest are defended from moment one. So Jake Bidwell, who is about 2 times the age of Archie Gray, has just almost elbowed him in the stomach there. Clearly winding Archie. The refs just let it go again. I'm beyond getting frustrated now. I can't be arsed with referees. Just absolute dough balls in this division. And they're just English referees are just dough balls, all of them. Yeah, Leeds are getting the you know what kicked out of them today. To be fair, Gabo, we're not missing Greenwood. This is the problem. Like when players leave Leeds and Leeds, aren't as productive as they once were. These players are, heralded as like players that we needed. Greenwood would not get anywhere near this side. Nowhere near it. Anyway, Spence. It's so frustrating seeing Jed Spence because he literally is playing handicapped. Completely handicapped. Strout. Rutter on the left hand side, tackled. Does well, Rutter. Can he swing a ball in? Fucking hell, the ref's giving a free kick, everyone. Wow. Jesus Christ, there he is, Chipstick, the little man. Stomps over like a school head teacher. Well done. Well done. Good little man. Bloody hell. Free kick to Leeds, 54 minutes nearly gone. Jesus Christ. Come on. Oh, how's 10 minutes gone by? Jesus, I'm going old and grey. Somerville over the free kick. Corner. Somerville. James, short corner. Dan James lifts it in. Doesn't beat the first man. Corner again. Short corner again. Somerville. Approaching the box. Kamara. Ampadu. Absolutely god awful ball in. Archie Gray. 10 yards further back. Dan James. Ball played in. Easily headed out. It's got to have whip on it, Dan. It's got to have something on it, mate. A little bit of finesse. Can't just aimlessly dredge the ball into the box. Rutter, Perot. Side to side leads. Awful from Kamara. Intercepted. We're so predictable. It's unbelievable. That's a foul, but the referee's not giving it, and Leeds kick the ball out of play, but win a throw in. Wonder when he's going to change it. Just looking at the ground again. Spence doesn't win a foul again. Sakamoto. Kamara does well. Really well. Recovers the ball. But there's no options, so Kamara takes too long on the ball. Too long leads. Kamara and Purdue. Kamara. Somerville. Please give us a foul. Somerville does so well. Incredibly well. Still on the ball. Rutter. Oh my God. How's he not put that in? Blocked again. Thought he had a little opportunity there. Brilliant from Somerville. Absolutely brilliant. Perot now on the ball. What are you doing? What are you doing? Have a shot, mate. Pass it, mate. Just bumbles into a corner and gets tackled. Most lethargic Leeds player I think I've ever seen. Anyway, Leeds come again. Rutter in a bit of space here. Good ball. Somerville. Yes! Get in there. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. They put you through it. They put you through it. Jesus Christ. Get in there. No, here he is. As soon as we've scored, there they are. Here they are. They all come out to play as soon as we've scored, as if they weren't as frustrated as I was. Well played from Leeds. Narrowly through the transitions again. As I said in the first half, that Rutter Somerville combination again put away in a massively frustrating 60 minutes. And let's not do this revisionism stuff now that you do see some Leeds fans do. Oh, I always knew we were going to score. Oh, I always knew it was good. It was never bad anyway. As you can see, Farke's still frustrated. I know a lot of you have let out some pent-up frustration there as well. Let's not all pretend that we've been good for 60 minutes now. It's been absolutely crap, but we've scored, thank God. That's what matters at this moment in time. Yeah, exactly, Mick. I feel your pain. Lots of Leeds fans do. Just hate this revisionism. Suddenly it's like, oh, calm down, Connor. Calm down, everybody else. It's been great. Hasn't been great. It's been awful. But brilliant. We're winning the game. Great finish from Somerville again. I'm happy for him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I am going through it, mate. I'm sick of it. Exactly, Aiden. Exactly, mate. Yeah, I have smiled we've scored. I just celebrated, you muppet. Oh, Jesus. Right, let's go again. Somerville. Bit of confidence now. It's opened up. Rutter. Play Spence in, man. Play Spence in, man. Spence on the overlap. Oh, God. Rutter on the ball. Spence is screaming for it and he blasts it over. Oh, God. Awful effort. Play Spence in, man. Strouk's been really good. Said it at half time. He has been really good. Oh, DJ was in. Just spread it wide. Coventry coming forward anyway. Sakamoto. Leeds win it back. Sakamoto gets it. Turns well. TC Lee. Oh, God. James. It's much better now we've scored. The game's opened up. James again. Play a ball in. Goes with his left. Unlucky. Good ball in, to be fair. Yeah, it's got much better since we've scored. Much better. And Purdue does well. It's so weird. Like, we look a little bit afraid when there's that, like, when it's 0-0, it's a bit of a stalemate, and we're just like, and nothing's working whatsoever. But now it's like we look a little bit more free flowing. We've had like 3 opportunities since we've scored in like 6-7 minutes. But guys, this is always the danger with doing watch-alongs. Always the danger. I said this at the start. Always the danger when you've been frustrated throughout the whole game, which I stick by 100%. When they start playing well, you get the revisionism from people. Oh, we've been brilliant the entire game. Oh, we've been class. So good. You're a mug, Connor. Honestly. But yeah, much better from Leeds. Listen, it's probably because the pressure's been... We needed to take that pressure off. I mean, not only Southampton now 1-0 up, but obviously we needed that 1-0 as well to close that gap to Ipswich. We know this. But yeah, not been a vintage Leeds performance at all. But we've still got best part of 30 minutes to go. So let's hope we can get another one. Another couple would be nice. Coventry still are a bit shy to come out as well, because they know in those moments where teams just seem to be sitting back a lot more against us now, don't they? And there's a reason behind that. Ref's in the way again, the absolute donkey. Somerville does really well. He's going to get fouled if you don't give it away here. Does well, knocks it off. James Somerville's been brilliant this half, to be fair to him. Ball played in James, throw into Leeds. No, Gareth, I thought you were all right, mate. James shoots. Decent save, actually. Good effort from James, left-footed. Coventry trying to play out from the back. Do well, to be fair. Bid well. Leeds win it. Do really well there. Well done. Strout. Kamara. Archie. Rodon. Strout. Spence. I've liked Spence today. Liked him a lot. I would like to see Nonto, man. Like, Perot's just non-existent again. Just get Nonto on. For fuck's sake, man. Put him on. LUTV is very strange. It shows highlights when Leeds are in possession and getting up the pitch, and there's always moments where either team's attacking and LUTV will show a highlight from 3 minutes ago. The coverage is very interesting. Coventry probably getting a little bit frustrated here, but they're coming out from the centre backs with the ball. Spence does really well there to intercept, but it's Ellis Sims. Lee's been a bit lax here. Sakamoto with the ball in. Cov have scored. Oh, Jesus Christ. How many times do we see it? Middlesbrough, have barely anything, score twice. Plymouth, barely anything, score. Bristol City, barely anything, score. Embarrassing from the back line there. Simple ball in, 1-1. Good header, to be fair. Could Melee have done something? He's behind his goal. Is it dead in the corner? Probably not. Would you expect a decent goalkeeper to save it? Yeah. So we'll wait now. So they're bringing subs on. O'Hare's coming on, and Wright, who they bought for 8 million quid, I think. Good subs. They're coming on. So we'll probably wait to the 75th minute to see 75th, 80th minute, I reckon, see Nonto and Anthony, the Daniel Farker subs. So yeah, 1-1. It's the problem. It's like performances are always going to lead to results like this, and that's why when there was a couple of you in the chat saying, "No, we've been good, aren't we? We've been good, Connor." What were you saying, Connor? That's what I'm saying, because this is what happens. You know, we've been better this half, of course we are, but in these moments, we as throughout the season, you know, even when we've not been giving up much possession, we just seem to concede goals. It is what it is. No point in getting frustrated at it. I get more frustrated with how Leeds go about their play, to be honest. 1-1. Why is Pro on the pitch? Does anyone know? Hopefully he scores, but it'd be nice to see a change, wouldn't it? I know. Good luck against Ipswich if we're playing like this, I'm telling you. Here they come again. On the right-hand side, got a bit of space. Ball played in. We're going to score. Callum, is it Callum? I think it is. It's O'Hare anyway. Ball played in. Cov should have scored. Poor ball into the box. Archie's defended it horrendously. The makeshift right back hasn't defended it well. And yeah, O'Hare, just first time, that's a goal. That would have been what? Would that have been Coventry's second attempt? The blueprint's there to play against us. Just sit back and then hit us on the counter, because we're shite in transition at defending. Absolutely shite. Ex-Scum player as well, wasn't he, Mark Robbins? Strouk. Jed Spence. 70 minutes gone, still no changes. Leeds playing it throughout the back line again. Coventry have scored, and I know it was only, 3-4 minutes ago, but Leeds are just doing the thing again where pass, short space. No incisive play. Pero's got the ball on his arse again. argument for a foul there. Get him off the fucking pitch, man. Get him off the pitch. My God. Come on. Need to win this game. Winnable home game. With all the talent that we've got on the pitch. Maybe we overrate them. Maybe I should do a video on that. Maybe we overrate this team. Because just because you are worth a certain amount of money doesn't mean that you're an incredible player. But it increases the chances. Good ball. Perot. Rutter. Kamara. Shoot. Shoot someone. Somerville. Saved. Perot. Blast it over the bar. The ball comes out to Kamara there, everybody, on the edge of the D. So much space. Joe back in. I keep going on about this, but Kamara does remind me of Click a little bit. Click had about a shot. He'd have had a shot. And Kamara just doesn't. He's all about short passing, as the entire Leeds team is. Right, I'm just going to go get my my laptop charger. Everyone, I'll be 2 secs. Oh, and we're back. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Gabe. But do wonder if maybe we do overrate some of our players a little bit just because of value. I don't know. Still quite a bit of time left in the game. Please make sure you like the video, everyone, just so my sanity's on point. We are going to have the instant match reaction immediately after this game. So make sure you're around for that one. Rutter, Perot, do something, Yoel. Bad touch again. Awful touch again. Get him off. You want to keep Dan James on? Fine. Get Perot off. This is the whole problem with this team. When Yoel Perot has 50% of his games this season, there is no option to change him. Listen, if Paveda was on the bench right now, I'd be having Paveda on instead of Perot. Just absolutely lethargic. Doesn't seem to. His awareness is. I just don't understand his awareness. Here comes Cov again. His awareness. He doesn't understand that players are behind him and needs to be a bit more dynamic, a little bit more quicker. Be quicker on the ball. Anyway, Rutter comes away with it. Can we do anything? Rutter comes through it. Perot on the left-hand side. Find Perot. Get your head up. Doesn't. Tries to shoot. Tackled. Decision-making. Poor again. Coventry try to come away with it. Kamara does really, really well. Jed Spence coming up. Leeds building a bit of momentum now, but it's slowed again. Kamara on the ball. Someone please shoot. Jed Spence has a strike. Blocked. Keeper gets... just nothing connecting, no fluidity, no synergy, the same thing. 75 minutes gone, still no substitute. Who needs a substitute when you're drawing 1-1 at home? Not us. I'm going mental. Come on, Daniel, there's 2 players on the floor. Why don't we make that sub now? You've got time to think. Anytime soon, Dan. Nope. Okay. Do something, mate. Bamford on, Anthony on, Nonto on. Just a different dynamic. Just do something. This Coventry team are not a good team. This is a game where any of the other top 4 would be winning. Strout wins it. I think Strout's been good today. But then again, the man did go in between the goal. Perot gives it away again. Maybe he's got pictures of Farker's misses. I don't know. Used to that with Aronson this season, last season. He's not on that level, obviously, but Perot. I hope he gets the winner here as well, by the way, Joel Perot. Nothing to make me happier, but he's just doing my head in at the minute. Kamara. Somerville. Kamara. Quicker. Archie. Gives it away. Coventry on the counter attack. Stedge in our box. Crowded out. Hoofed away. Perot. Ampadu. Rutter, please. Urgency. Come on. Rutter. Does well. Strike on goal. Oh, good save. Good save. Rutter did well there. Unlucky. Perot. Rutter again. Saved again. Good save by the goalkeeper. You know, I don't even know if I should say this. Leeds are on a momentum arc right now. We've had 2 shots on this, and this is mental, right? And you might think, but Spencer's almost just started laughing and just gone, "Why now?" Leeds are on a bit of a momentum arc there. They've just had 2 strikes on goal, and Spencer's about to throw it and keep up that momentum, and then we bring the subs on. Then you know, sometimes even just the delaying of the subs to a point where we've actually got some momentum. Fucking hell. And then the momentum stops all of a sudden and it's stodgy again. But Nonto comes on. Casey Palmer's coming on for Coventry. And Bamford's on. Yeah, Craig, did you think the same? I just thought to myself, I was just like, am I going mad? Like, we've got a bit of momentum. And then we stop the momentum, bringing our subs on at that point. Oh, lads, come on. We've just had 2 shots on goal, but come on, let's get ready to go on. Spence was just like that. And then Spence had just been taken off, by the way. And then Kamara has gone off, I guess. I mean, listen, I know he's just putting all the attackers on the pitch, isn't he? And Nonso's taking the throw in. So is Nonso now playing at left back? Are we playing in left backs? What are we doing now? Is it back 3? I don't know what it is. Maybe back 3. Dan James. Perot. Rutter. Awful. Coventry come away with it. O'Hare plays it forward. Coventry are coming through here. Yeah, he's done really well there, Joe Rodon. Really, really well. Covers fantastically. Nonso. Rutter. Somerville. Leeds got the Avengers on the pitch. Surely something's going to happen. Somerville plays it back to Nonso. Rutter. Somerville. Block. Leeds corner. Leeds LUTV decided to show the highlights again at a very weird time. 10 minutes to go. 1-1. Leeds corner. I said 2-1. Didn't beat the first man, and now it's a throw-in. Awful from Somerville. Strouk. Play quite well today. Archie. Come on, Archie. Quicker. Dan James. Archie offering no overlap whatsoever. Come on, Archie. He needs just offering a central midfield option. And that's probably, probably the difference. He's not an actual right back. Somerville now 1-on-1 against the defender. Slips up a little bit. Nonso in the area now. Nonso, ball in, unlucky. Somerville. You can tell already Somerville just loves playing with Nonso, doesn't he? They just get close. Nonso, too much though. Too much. Good defending. All right, Al. Well, if they win this game, it's nuts, mate. They've won two. They've won two away games in the last 11, I believe it is. So that just shows Cov. Listen, Cov have been half decent. So I've seen Bamford go on his arse again. Rutter, awful ball, absolutely hideous 5-yard pass, which goes out of play. Where's Jaden Anthony? He's going back in Jan, by the way. 100%. He's off back in Jan. Any sub Connor? Yeah, AJ. We've had Bamford and Nonso come on. No Jaden Anthony. And the subs were made at, I think, 79th minute, which is really, really helping Leeds out when they should have been made at half time again. It's not a good team as well. No, it's not even bitter lemons to Coventry fans. They're just so average. So average. And listen, we're not any better at this moment in time. We're really not. But, when you look at the talent that we've got on the pitch, it is just frustrating that we're doing it again. And lots of people still think we'll get the top two. We're just not consistent enough. Still time to go anyway. 10 minutes. Archie's not had a good game. Tackled again. Casey Palmer, Perot tackles him. And Archie kicks the ball out of play. Coventry ball. Yeah, it's been one of Archie's worst games, I think. Probably tired, isn't he? We said this at the start of the season, didn't we? We're probably playing West Brom. We saw Archie play and we said, let's not overplay him because he's 17. He'll get loads of injuries. So what have we done? Played him in pretty much every single game so far because we haven't bought the right profiles. O'Hare, cleared by Leeds. Leeds had a spell for around about 2 or 3 minutes after they scored where there was a little bit of vigour. After that, it's just, now Gelhart's coming on the 84th minute. Oh, God. Give him chance, Danny. Give him chance. Good lad. This Jesse Marsh again, bringing Gelhart on in the 84th minute. Anyway, still time. Yeah, because it's too late, Mick. It's always too late. But he doesn't seem to learn, does he? It's always the same thing with him. It's always too late. Anyway, Nonso here. Bit of a chance for Leeds. Ball played into the box. Blocked. Perot. Dan James. It's all back to normal again on the edge of the area where it's just stagnant. Ball played through by Rutter and it's too long again. It's another bad pass. Gelhart comes on in the 85th minute. Still no sign of Jaden Anthony. Once again, let me reiterate this, is gone in January. And now Perot comes off. But yeah, guys, stick with me. We're going to be doing instant match reaction, which should be fun. I think Leeds now have about 45 attackers on the pitch. The old Hail Mary from Daniel Farker. Oh god. Goal kick Coventry, and this unfortunately this goalkeeper takes at least 4 hours to kick the ball, and the ref just doesn't do anything. Just doesn't do anything. So Leeds genuinely forced me to drink. Wasn't going to drink this weekend. Now I need a bottle of absinthe. Jesus Christ. Coventry, man. 1-1. It's actually embarrassing, to be honest. Ipswich F up, and what do? Southampton looks like they got the job done. So they'll be going above us tonight. Leeds' worst form of the season. Is that right? I don't know. Well, actually, probably a little bit previously was worse at the start of the season. Coventry coming forward here. Palmer. Strike on goal saved by Melier. Good chance there for Coventry. Actually, a poor effort. Any corner, Melier's not getting there. Nonto taken out. Physio on for Nonto. Yellow card. Slows the game down even more. And now Somerville is starting on Casey Palmer, who's been booked. Why are we getting involved, man? Nonto. I completely forgot Bamford was even on the pitch. Free kick Leeds. Somerville, who's barely managed to beat the first man all day. Let's hope they can get this one. Beyond the first man, we brought Patrick Bamford on the pitch, and we're not putting any crosses into the box, which helps. Ball played in. Somerville. Headed away. Shock. Dan James, good ball in. Oh, thought we might have got there then. Nonso, Somerville in the area. Chance to do something. And Somerville's ran out of play. Time ticks towards 90th minute. Wow. What a sucker punch. Tell you what, West Brom away and Preston away is going to be interesting. Oh, and Ipswich next. God. Look at that laugh, you'll cry. Oh, God. Leeds have got to score. They've got to score. 7 minutes added on. They've got to score. They really have. No excuses for this. I had Rotherham 5 games ago, Sunderland last game, and now this. It's got to be better. It's got to be better if we want to go for the top 2. Nonto trying to make things happen. Leeds congested as you can get. Nonto spreads it out wide, a little bit of space. Archie still not offering an overlap, but gets hold of the ball here. Bamford. Ball bounces off him. Bamford. Nearly.
Brad Collins in the Coventry goal receives it. Leeds need the ball back. Coventry have it. Leeds win it back. Strout's been good today. Gelhardt loses it. Too many touches. Again, Callum O'Hare gets the ball. Gelhardt wins it back. Plays back to Meslier when he still had options in central midfield to go to. Meslier gets forward. Play the ball into the box. Let's see what happens. Maybe we'll get a ricochet. Maybe a jammy goal. Leeds go down. Play on. It's Dan James. Strauk has the ball on the left-hand side, pushing up a little bit now. Willie Gnonto, 1v1. Could have used Strauk on the overlap. Doesn't. Somerville on the ball now. Gnonto. It's all higgledy-piggledy. Somerville. Corner to Leeds. Nearly. But the corners are almost lifeless right now because any time we have a corner, you might as well just give the ball back to Ipswich. What we do is we play congested ball. But unlucky from Somerville. And now is that right? Bamford's now. Bamford, just walk away from it. Walk away from it. Well, chavvy Coventry team just trying to get in his head, man, and he's reacting like Somerville just reacted. And the fucking play gets slowed down every time because the ref has to make an example. Use your brain, Eminem. Just walk away from it. It's this geezer every single time. Kitchen, Casey Palmer, they're trying to slow the game down. And what do? We fucking bite every time. Stop fucking biting. Because guess what? The time's going down. Another minute's gone because you've reacted. Momentum's gone because you've reacted. Ball played in. Somerville. Gnonto. Archie Gray. Somerville. Ball in. Oh my God, Joe Roden. How have you missed? How have you missed? As a centre-back, you've got to score. Ball played in by Somerville. He's got to score. He's not even hit the frigging target. My name, Jeff. You're absolutely waffling, mate. There's no way you thought we'd be doing worse than this with this squad at the start of the season. I'm not having it. Come on, let's speak truth. So I'm not saying Farke should go, but come on. Everyone expected top four. Strauk, anyway, plays a really bad ball. Nonto's gonna have to receive it. Apparently, we can't wait passes anymore. But it's another corner to Leeds where they're probably going to start a fight with Bamford in the box again. Let's just not react. Nonto. Ball in. Poor again. First man. God's sake. God, I'd love a number 10. What I'd do for number 10. Or just a left back who could cross the ball. Just anyone. Gelhardt puts a ball to Somerville. Somerville. Nonto loses it. Somerville, they're just playing keep ball by themselves here. Bit of urgency. Do not shoot Dan James. Gelhardt. Dan James! You shit bastard. You shit bastard. Fucking. Dan James has missed from about 4 yards out.
I think the defender might have got a touch on it, but it's not an excuse. Got to score. Some of you in the chat saying it's done. I'm not sure. My stream's not caught up yet. I'm not sure. Presumably it is, but we'll wait and see. One last attack. Gelhardt does well, gets pulled back. Just play it quickly. You play it quickly. I just want us to do something quickly in life. Jesus Christ, everything's so pedestrian, so slow, so lethargic. 5 touches when you need 1 touch. Just even the free kick there, move it quickly. The ball into the box. We know what's going to frigging happen. Last opportunity for Leeds. I'm not even going to look at the chat. You guys all probably know it's over by now, but Somerville, dead ball opportunity again. Reminder, we'll be doing an instant match reaction immediately after this, where I might just smash the camera to pieces. Somerville. Free kick given away. Well done, Joffy. Is that it? Can't even be asked. Yeah, but you're not taking into context who's going into the playoffs here, are you? Done. Well, there we go, everybody. Full time. Leeds. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. We'll be back with the instant match reaction in just a sec, everyone. Horrendous.